Y'all smashing through a bunch of people. STD is arising.
Man.
I don't care what
Yeah.
nobody say.
You just gotta hope you don't get the one that's gonna stay.
Exactly. Shoot, period. Ain't nobody got time to be taking drugs for 7 days to get rid of a itch, a burn, or a bump. Yuck.
This is an Iwebu production.
Period.
Many of you might know Monique, the actor, the comedian.
Yeah.
She has been married now for over 16 years. Many may not have known that marriage has been open. Well, guess what? That marriage is now closed. Yes, Monique has decided to close her marriage. They just announced this news. Check out this clip right here.
Monique and her husband have rethought their open marriage, and now she's sharing why. The Oscar winner tells The Hollywood Reporter that she grew out of the desire for an open agreement with her husband, Sidney Hicks, who was also her manager, explaining, quote, "Life began to happen. I began to see a strength I had never seen before. He loved me at my worst. I didn't want to sacrifice that just for a lay. So I grew out of that." The pair married in 2006 and share 17-year-old twin sons. In the interview, Monique went on to call Hicks, quote, "the best manager she's ever had," and explained they are practically inseparable as a couple. The comedian first revealed her open marriage in an interview with Essence back in 2006. 10 years later on her podcast, she reflected on the criticism it drew, claiming people didn't understand. She said they thought it was about swinging and orgies, and they were bringing God into their opinions. Before adding, quote, "people lost their minds, and the criticism has never let up." Per Essence, Hicks added at the time that their arrangement was not going to change the dynamic of their relationship because, quote, "I'm in love with this woman."
Well, so I guess it's closed. The the now open marriage is closed. I just see this. This is on replay, babe. This is Hollywood on replay for you guys. Go and do whatever it is that I want to do. And now I'm like, now I'm maybe reaping some type of consequence of this. Really, this is what I think. And this is my opinion. I believe that Monique is getting older.
Right.
She's ran her race on sexing it out. From at least from the news that I've read and the different things, allegedly she was was dealing with a guy. She didn't want to let that go. She was okay with them, having an open, like, cool, still be able to see him. You can see who you want. They still come back together. And it was supposed to just work all out and cool. That's all fine and dandy till he probably start catching feelings for somebody. We don't know really what's going on in the background scene of that whole deal. So, for her to say now, I want to close this thing up after she done went out and had her fun, it's just a luxury to me, to be honest, of just being rich. You're just rich, you can do that. So you're able to say, okay, I can handle this type of situation. And I believe the only reason why that man would even stick around for that is because, number one, she got the bag. Number two is also because he get to go and have his fun. Most men in they flesh, they would love to just have multiple women and all that.
Yeah.
So if I'm him, I'm like, I'm not closing it. What are you talking about? What we
Why
done?
we closing it
Yeah,
now?
why we closing it down? Oh, you done having your fun and now you want me to rub icy hot on you. So that's why we close it up, because your bones are starting. Because it's basically what she's saying. Like, she doesn't want to sacrifice what they have for her late. Yeah, no, you almost 60.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
Auntie Monique, you almost 60 out in these streets. And that's probably the reason why you ready to close that thing up. The body don't work how you can't throw it how you used to throw it no more. I bet.
Yeah.
You understand? So now you want to sit with the man who God
Leader.
forbid something happened to you. The main one, the one that ain't laying you, but the man that's staying, the man that's probably gonna wipe your behind if you can't wipe it. Now you like, I don't want to sacrifice what I got in him for a lay, because this man could run into a young tenderoni.
Yeah.
And she really tear that, and then she tear that thing up, and then all of a sudden
actually
she got some money too, or so. I bet if somebody had a bag, he probably been and left. He might have been and considered some other ways, but Monique got the bag. They actually were friends before this, and he said, "Man, I mean, this sounds like a win-win situation, I bet." So he went on into it, but I guess again, she's the one with the bigger bag, so she said, "Hey, guess what? This agreement is now over. I think it's whack. I think that y'all should know now that, hey, this is not the way you should go." Half the people that's even watching these type of situations, they think it's dope. Like, people in the world think this is dope. They see this, and this reminds me even of the Nick Cannon situation where he's able to have that polygamy. This is just a flipped situation.
Yeah.
And people will try this. Hey, listen, kids kids, I know y'all not kids that's probably watching this, but y'all grown babies out there, please do not try this at home. You probably can't barely take care of the one woman you got, the one man that you got. Please don't try to do this multiple thing. Y'all are going to be a wreck. You can financially, nowadays, none of y'all barely can even do this thing. You understand? And then down the line, what you see is these people end up lonely. They end up usually losing the main love that they probably should have stuck with in the first place or whatever. Yeah. But I guess that won't be the case for Miss Monique because her husband's gonna stay by her side. What you think about this, babe?
Yeah, she had her cake, able to eat it, able to sit, chill, lick the icing. Like she got all of it. And I don't know the man at all. I don't know what his financial situation was before them, but I think it's kind of bizarre. Y'all, we gonna become repetitive after a while. I just want to let y'all know that. Like, it's about to be repetitive because I'm about to say the same thing. It is quite bizarre how people come back to the original way. It is quite interesting how once you've been ran through, drugged through, whatever through, that it's like, oh, I think this one man, one woman thing is supposed to be that. You know, I think about, and I know I'm about to step on some toes with this one.
Do what you got to do.
Even when I think about lesbian relationships or, you know, two men, homosexual relationships, and them having kids, and the difficulty that they have to go through. You got to go get the sperm. You got to put the egg in the girl body, and then you got to make sure got to stop the hormones if they were on hormones to make them a man. You got to stop that, and then they breast coming back now, and you know, it's like so many steps that you have to go through. You trying to get the benefits of doing it the right way. So you're trying to get a child out of a situation that it shouldn't be, right? So you have to go through all these difficult situations. Like, well, if it was just a man and a woman, and don't get me wrong, I do know there are fertility issues. I'm not talking about that. We're not going to dive into that conversation, but let's just speak on the broad spectrum of it. A man and a woman, you can have kids easily. And so I kind of compare that to this thing as well. Like, people get, after they go through routes and see, and they have their temporary fun, and they are able to experience and have an open spirit. And I just want to try a man and a woman, and I want to have threesomes. I want to be in orgies, and I want to be drugged. And, you know, I just want to do me. After you do you for so long, and you wake up, you don't know who you are, and you wake up, you're suicidal because you're clouded in your brain. There's no clarity because you're distracted from your life experiences. Then you go back to the original. And that's kind of just what I see this like. So now that you've been ran through, you want to settle down with, you know, it's like, why didn't you just do that from beginning? Like, it's just not that much sex in the world that you should be desiring more outside of your man. Like that's when we get to a place where like, and I just want to say this too. This does not mean that believers are not nasty on the inside. This does not mean that we got over here and we just, everything shut off. Like, Namdi's still a man. Right. I still remember what I did. I remember my past. I remember what I did before I met Namdi. Yeah. We have that. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, from those experiences, the short experience that I had, I'm like, I knew that produced nothing.
Real talk.
And at y'all big ages, like big ages, y'all don't realize yet, like, this is producing nothing. Even when I talk to people that believe in polygamy, and it's like, so what did y'all produce? Like, let's really ask these women, are they okay with that? Yeah. Because most of the time when you talk to them, they really want one man. Yeah. Most of the time when you talk to them, they really don't want that, but they've settled in something has been scarred. And so I just think it's whack, to be honest, to even, I don't know if she ever promoted that they were open. Like,
they said it in an interview in 2006. She let it know that that's what they do.
It's just whack. It's whack to me because y'all might have, don't get me wrong, they got some scars from that. They're not gonna tell us.
That's the thing.
They're not gonna tell us. Never. They got some scars from that. Some abortion, some emotional scarring, some STDs.
Some fighting that. Oh, so you over there hanging with that chick again? Yeah. Let me tell you one more thing. We're gonna put in them papers if you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna put in them papers if y'all see you over there with that.
Oh, you catching feelings now?
You know what I'm saying?
So you taking her out to dinner?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So how you feeling about y'all? Like, people see this stuff on the outside and be like, man, I should try that. Oh man, he's in a polygamous lifestyle. That's working out for him. I should try that. And here's the thing, like what they say, you don't have, it's they got a condom for your penis or whatever, but they don't got no condom for your soul.
Nah.
Like straight up.
It's no way to protect it.
There's no way to protect it.
When you put yourself in those type of situations.
Yeah.
Like y'all, I mean, I don't know if they had a agreement like we only gonna sleep with these 5 people, or they ran through people. But if you ran through people, like, oh baby, the soul. Y'all souls gotta look like this.
Messed up.
You know, like imagine all the untwisting and untwining they have to do just to get back to themselves. Like they ain't gonna tell. They made that sound good. Like, you know, we're just in love and I would never leave and we're ready to settle down. Yet y'all settling down, all right. Y'all got some stuff to work through. And so I just think it's sad. And this is why I want to point this back to what we are doing and why we do it. They're not going to tell y'all the scars.
Nobody.
We will.
That's real.
We will share with y'all the consequences of me and Namdi sleeping together before we got married. Yes. We share with y'all the consequences that we reaped from shacking, you know, and living with each other prior to getting married. We share with y'all the consequences of having baby mamas. We share with y'all the consequences of me dating women before. We share those consequences. And so we ain't gonna come on here and be like, oh, marriage is this, marriage is that. We're gonna say, oh, it's beautiful, it's divine, and the Lord is good, but it's work. Yes. And it's this, like, we give you both of that. And these people, they gonna tuck back in their houses and act like everything was okay.
All good, yeah. And it's even more the thing that while we say press that like button, while we say hey, share this with someone else, is because
people be capping.
Yeah, people be capping. Nobody's gonna just keep it like people didn't came to us like, man, I can't believe like y'all even said that, like y'all told that.
I'll be like, what did we say?
Like I'm gonna tell, like, hey, I don't know. I mean, I'm open book. People know me from just like actually real life.
No,
I'm gonna let them know. And a lot of times, especially my brothers, I don't want my brothers, especially if they haven't made the certain mistakes, to go through that, man. And so the thing that I hate about like hip hop and this Hollywood lifestyle is like, they don't show those scars. They don't show, man, like this is what happened. I got a STD that I'm living with for the rest of my life now, or any of those type of things.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have known that R. Kelly, you know, allegedly had any, like, for instance, we didn't find out that he allegedly had something until this whole situation came out about him and the ladies.
Yeah. Okay,
and then we found out that some of them got this STD. We wouldn't have known any of
that.
But you would have saw R. Kelly and been like, he the man. He got ladies.
No, that's common sense. If y'all smashing through a bunch of people, STD is arising. Man. I don't care what nobody say.
You just gotta hope you don't get the one that's gonna stay.
Exactly. Shoot, period. Ain't nobody got time to be taking drugs for 7 days to get rid of an itch, a burn, or a bump. Man. Yuck.
I'm telling you, man. So we just tell y'all to rock with the real. Like, press like to send the real up the timeline, because we got a lot of these fakes out here. They trying to show y'all that this is what's dope. This is the way that you should live. You should have multiple women. This is the way that God made it. And that's wrong. Okay.
And even if he did, this is a very different world. Let's say that. Let's run with that. It's a very different world, and half the people that want to be in polygamy is broke as heck.
Yeah, y'all
can't afford to feed 2 wives. Y'all can't afford to feed 2 families. Y'all can't. How about we just be 100? Because I think that's what makes me even more mad. And this is a whole different topic about polygamy. Going. I think what makes me so mad is like when they try to be deep. Like, just keep it 100. No, I like multiple women. I am lustful. I am a man of my lust, of my flesh, and I want to get in, because there's women that will be down with that. I've noticed that women be bout down with anything. Yeah. But when they be trying to make it deep, like, no, this is just this and that. You can't even, most people can't even afford the one family that they have. Yeah. Then you want to get multiple women pregnant and multiple baby mamas, the Nick Cannons he's the millionaire. Y'all not.
I want to pull up something, babe, and I know it's kind of impromptu, but it was something that Pastor Lecrae said that I want to.
Not Pastor.
Pastor Lecrae, Bishop Lecrae said, and he said this. I saw this today when Tim Ross was he was speaking on being faithful, but this is from Lecrae. This is not me. I want to say this. Lecrae said, "It is more difficult to the flesh to be faithful, way more difficult on the soul to hold around." And that's exactly what we've been saying.
Wait, let me see.
Way more difficult. Go to Instagram.
He said it's difficult to, what you reading? Right, it is more difficult to the flesh to be faithful. Way more difficult on the soul to hold around.
And this is, and so it was just off of this clip where Tim Ross was talking about, man, listen,
My God,
I could be,
that's so deep.
I could have women right now if I want to.
Yeah.
I could, man, listen, I could be doing whatever.
Married?
Who, Tim Ross is, yeah. But what he's saying is, like, we're not coming from this, like, we're on this pedestal, like, we never had a desire or the wrong thought come through our head.
Yeah, that's why I try to make that clear on here. Like, we are not robots. Even when I talk to my friends, I'm like, y'all do know we are still humans,
real
right?
People.
Like, y'all do know we still have a nasty past,
Yes.
and we were doing stupid stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, y'all do know that, right? Y'all now yes, the Lord is good, and I think it's actually a compliment that people don't see that the residue on us. But I just want to make that clear, like. Yeah, we see, we remember. There's still memories. There's still a flesh that wants to arise and make us do foolish things.
Yeah, but we kill that flesh.
Yes.
We kill that flesh
With boundaries.
Like it says, with boundaries, man.
Community.
You have to do
Self-awareness.
Man, protect. And we gonna hear say, like she said, we gonna say the same. The gates, we gotta protect them.
Yeah.
Because the reason why a lot of people are doing these things is because, babe, we wake up and we read the word and we listen to sermons and we listen to worship music.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, the people that are mainly in the world that are not believers are waking up and they're putting on their stereo and they're driving every morning to Cardi B, say, throw that thing back. I don't care. Go after him after he done cheated on you. Yeah. All of that. You don't understand that this stuff is getting to your psyche, is getting into your ears, and then it's getting in your heart. And then those actions follow. Do you understand? Like, and that is the biggest thing right there, is that those gates are not protected. People hear this and they're not tuned into what we're tuned into.
Yeah.
That's why I say, man, hey, turn off the radio.
Yeah.
Listen, fast from it.
Yeah.
Put yourself on a worship playlist. You can find that right in our description right here below. Go on that worship playlist. Force yourself. I had to force myself the first time.
Shoot, sometimes I still have to force myself. Like, when I want to listen to R&B, I'm like, all right, you've been listening to R&B for like 3 days straight in a row. Let's slide in this worship. I still haven't arrived to a place where I'm just like in the heavens, sermons, worship only, like, and because I'm a fun girl still.
Yeah,
so I like to have fun.
Sometimes when we ride and we listen to some R&B together and all those things. But I'm telling somebody from the first time, I'm telling you, do the hard work now so it's easier later. Yeah. A reason why I was able, when I was prepared, somebody, they may see you and be like, yeah, you talking about that, don't sleep around, don't do all that, but look at your wife. Like, I ain't doing too bad. Okay, first off, you don't know my scars. Again, I've been telling you what my scars is. It may look pretty, but we done been through some very difficult things. But also, you don't know the work that I did before this.
Yeah.
Like, so,
and I just want to, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you, because I also want to point out, because we talk about our scars a lot. Life has been beautiful.
Yes.
God has been gracious towards us, right? But that comes from, because I think sometimes we drive that point home so hard because we're trying to make sure they don't do what we did.
We try to scare y'all in the righteous.
We try to scare y'all. No, marriage is bomb.
Right.
Like our friendship, our relationship, our children, like, we're blessed. Like, beautiful home, beautiful things that we have that is praise just like, God. Wow, praise the Lord, we've done this. But I just also want to say, but that took hard work. Yes. You know, that took dedication in our individual relationships with Christ. So I just want to put that out there, because y'all know Namdi be going hard. Like, it's been hard, it's been rough, it's been sad. And I do it too. I do it too. I do know the intention behind that is to let y'all know, like, oh no, this is real. And some people will not survive what we did. Yeah. Some people have not survived what we did. So what we went through. So we do be trying to scare y'all, but it's real life at the same time. Yeah. But God has been good, but our faith matched our works.
Come on.
And so it's so good that you're diving into this, because I was actually going to ask you to encourage them and tell them some key factors of, like, okay, what can I do to kill this flesh? Yeah. Okay, what can I'm a hoe. I'm out here bad. I like getting boom. Like, what can I do? And you already answered it, really, by just surrounding yourself. First, and I just want to throw this in there, like, be self-aware. If you know you a hoe, if you know you out here bad, like, don't put yourself in situations. Like, you know, like, we got to get in a place where it's like, oh, no, I know I'm out. I know I want to be outside, so I'm not going to be outside this summer.
You need to sell yourself the nightmare. Okay, what I started to do, I would sell myself the nightmare. I'm like, okay, what if this time that I do this, I end up with a STD I can't get rid of?
AIDS.
Like, thank God for his grace I haven't gotten that.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm like, good. All right, let's stop this now. Sell yourself the nightmare. What does it look like when I don't do these things? What will it look like when I continue to do this? What could actually happen, and can I actually live with that?
Yeah.
I couldn't live with some of those things.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. I couldn't live with HIV. That just wasn't the thing I was. And I'm not saying anybody that has that is not over or anything like that. But what I'm saying is I knew I could not live with that. So I said, I'm not about that life no more.
Yeah.
I ran to the church house. I found a great one. I stayed there. I got the word. I, got saved and everything, and so on and so forth. And I did that work from there because I just saw some of the consequences that were happening around me, and it was enough for me. Okay. I came close enough to the fire a couple times. That was like, you know what?
Dang, I wish
I got out of here with 2 kids. Let me tell you, that's okay based off of how I was. So I was like, let me get on up out of here right now and get done with this. So I know we kind of went on a tangent and went on a rant. Yeah. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, but we kind of went on this.
No, just look, I'm going to end it with Bishop Lecrae's quote.
Say that one more time.
He said, it is more difficult to the flesh to be faithful. I think I want to reword it. It is difficult to the flesh to be faithful. Yeah. Yes, it is. But it is way more difficult on the soul to hoe around. Bars. Yeah. Like, yes, y'all. Yeah. Like, and a lot of times you don't see it until you went through your whole phase. Sometimes people's whole phases be lasting like 2 decades too. Yeah. Then you sitting there, you got to deal with undoing all the things. So yeah, we went on the tangent, but
that's our tangent there, man.
That's your fault.
That definitely is my fault. Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content. Yes. Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Ewables. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.
Holla.